Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I hope you are all doing incredibly well. I hope 2022 is off to a great start for each and every single one of you. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Brittany. I typically share fashion try-on hauls with you guys every single week, every Sunday. I am hoping to get up to 2 videos per week. A lot of you have commented wanting more, and I hear you. I would love to share more. That is one of my biggest goals for 2022. But you can also find me over on Instagram, where I share daily, kind of more about my day-to-day life there, and on stories, as well as different things that we're up to, as my husband and I just moved from North Carolina to California and we freaking love it. So see more over there. And of course, I share everything in the Like to Note app. It's a free app for you guys to download, but that's how I'll have everything linked in this video. Everything is always linked in there. You can always see literally every single thing that I use and wear over there. I think it's the biggest the greatest resource tool for you guys. If you're curious and want to know what something is, it's a great place to house all that information, as well as on my blog. But everything in this video will be linked down below. So if you do have any other questions, let me know. Today's video is really different. Like I said, I typically share clothing try-on hauls, but today I am sharing my beauty routine. This is my everyday makeup routine. By no means am I an expert. I am like literally amazed on Instagram and YouTube daily at how amazing people can do makeup and just really transform or highlight different things about their faces. I mean, I can be blown away by it, but for me, I do prefer more of a natural kind of makeup, a little bit more of a simple routine. So if you are curious in that, stick around. Here is my Get Ready With Me Spring 2022 makeup routine. Okay, so I had already washed my face and have used a toner on it. So now I will use a moisturizer. I do have a couple that are my favorite. First of all, I absolutely love this IT Cosmetic Confidence in a Cream. This is a brand new bottle, so you can see just like a really thick, kind of like creamy texture. I absolutely love that about that. Now, I had first tried it in a travel sample size, so I absolutely love that I got to try it to see if it was worth it. And just for a small tip for you guys, as you're organizing drawers and things like that, I do keep a little tray, I'll show you all in a second, but I do keep a little tray of all the little product samples that I receive in, because I used to throw them in my drawers and then I would never know. Like, you just leave them in there, you don't actually use them, you know? So I got this little tray and I've been trying to leave it out on top of my bathroom counter just as a reminder to try different products. And in this case, I had received this little sample size in, tried it and loved it. It's just like such a nice thickness. I do like a thick moisturizer. That's just like a personal preference, but I do really like that. Okay, another moisturizer I use is this one by The Ordinary. So it has hyaluronic acid in it, which is really great for adding moisture, reducing fine lines to the skin's texture. If you don't have that in your moisturizer, then you can also pick up just the hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary. I absolutely love this brand because it's super affordable and you can like see exactly what the ingredients are. They're just like a really great brand. And then again, this is the moisturizer. So I kind of go in between the two of them. Kind of just really what I'm feeling for the day. After moisturizer, I then put on my sunscreen. Of course, that is just crucial. That is the number one way you can age your skin, is by not protecting it from the sun. So always be sure to use the sunscreen. I've been using this Super Goop one. This is an everyday lotion you can put on your face or your body. But I put this on and then I'll put on a primer afterwards. I feel like the sequence of primers, sunscreen, moisturizers, it's like always up for debate, but I had read that the primer is the last thing that you want on because it helps for like a smoother application of your foundation. So I put that on last. I love that this one kind of has like a very dewy feel. It's not thick on at all. I love Super Goop. I have tried so many different ones, mineral ones, and that by far, Super Goop sunscreen products are my absolute favorite. They just feel better on, and I feel like they give you like a really nice dewy shine. And then the last step, going to the primer before I move into foundation, I have been using this Good Molecules primer. I absolutely love it. Again, it's one of those companies that tells you exactly what's in it, what it's formulated with, and it's like good paraben-free ingredients. Another one that I do use, which I think is a really affordable option, is this e.l.f. Cosmetic one. Now, e.l.f. products are just like I think they're great, super affordable. Like there's several different ones. So if you need, this is the hydrating primer, but if you need one that like kind of evens your skin tone, they have that. There's literally maybe like, I want to say 5 to 6 different primers from them. This is just my favorite, so I stick with that. I'll go in with this. Don't need too much. That was probably a little bit much. Okay, and then moving on to foundations, I have my 100,000% all-time favorite, which is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter. Now, I've always struggled with redness to my skin, especially if I'm like embarrassed or like all the attention's on me and I have to speak. Like my face can break out to being like beet red. This by far, I wish I had this in high school and college. Like I wish this was around, my God. But this by far is my absolute favorite foundation, 1000% worth it. It's not even as expensive as a lot of the like bigger beauty brand products. I wanna say this is $38. And you can get it a couple times a year on sale for 20 to 30% off depending on your status with Sephora. I always post about that, so follow me like to know what happened. You'll know when they have their annual sale. They have their sales. But anyway, say enough about this foundation. It just goes on really smoothly, and I've just noticed such an overall decrease in the redness to my skin. Of course, like you can see it here just because I applied stuff, but I'm talking about like when you have your makeup on and like it just suddenly becomes red. If you struggle with that, like leave me a comment down below. I would love to know if I'm not the only one. I know I'm not, but literally it has been a pain point, especially like kind of like in high school and stuff. I would get so embarrassed, but it is what it is. So I have this one in the shade 210, which is really great for right now for how light my skin is. As I get a little bit tanner in the summer, I do switch to 280. It's just a little bit darker of a color. And then on days where I don't want to fully get ready, I sometimes will just do moisturizer, sunscreen, and throw on this Maybelline BB cream. So this is in the shade 110 light medium sheer tint. It's not a full coverage by any means, but kind of for like those days where maybe I'm just going to the gym, working from home, not doing anything like filming wise or anything like that, then I just like a little bit of a lighter coverage. Sometimes I will use this color correcting illuminating full coverage cream. It has SPF in it, which is nice. It's by It Cosmetic. It's their CC cream. I had seen like so many girls post this and I was like, well, I certainly have to try it. And so I got in the shade neutral medium. I do really like it. For me, I put this on and then I use a little bit of the Bare Minerals powder on it. I don't know why I like that so much, but I do. So definitely my lightest coverage, then medium, and then the Fenty Beauty, which I'm using today, would be my full coverage foundation that I use. A little bit just goes a long way with this. So I like to start really small, of course, because you can always do another pump. I'm a huge fan of the Artiste brushes. I have worked with them in the past, so they have gifted me a couple brushes, but absolutely love them. They've always been a favorite of mine. They are a little bit of a splurge, but I will say I definitely think they are worth it. This is the Oval, I think it's the Oval 8. I'll link it down below, but it is the face one. And it just provides such a smooth makeup application. Like I feel like it's just even everywhere. And I don't know, I kind of get nervous using my fingers to spread everything. I feel like I miss it. And then also I always wonder if I'm pressing too hard or not and pulling like the skin down. So I just love having this little tool. Again, I think the biggest thing is that it just applies like really naturally and evenly. Okay, then the next thing I do is apply concealer, my absolute favorite and really the only one that I use because I feel like I've bought in drugstore ones before and they just like get really cakey. So I tried the Tarte Double Day Beauty, the Shape Tape. I tried it in the regular. I believe last year is when it came out with the Ultra Creamy. I switched to it. I was curious. Absolutely love it. I don't know if there's like a crazy difference between the two. I just know I really honestly love the Shape Tape, so either one. But this is in the color 208 Light. I just apply like a little dot here. Sometimes down here if I am still a little bit like redder or like I burnt myself down there a little bit. So I just pat it in. This is a little bit damp. And then I always just try to make sure to go up in like a very straight up angle. That just kind of gives like an overall lift to the face. Another product that I absolutely swear by and I think is 100% worth the price is this Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter for a Superstar Youth Glow. Now, I'm not even sure if you're supposed to use this all over, but I just add this right to kind of like a highlighter underneath the skin. So I do like a little swipe there. I don't know if y'all can see it. I can swatch it in my hand in a second. Go in with the same guy and then just kind of like brush it in. I just feel like it gives such a good glow underneath the skin as like kind of like as things wear off throughout the day. But I just love this guy. So I put him here and then I go on top with like a little bit of powder. Now, I do like to bake, but not, like it just really depends if I have time and stuff. If I have to do my hair and stuff, maybe I'll bake and then like, you know, pause this routine, do the hair and then blend that in. I don't know if y'all can really see. You see if I swatch it on my hand, if it comes up a little bit. And if you can. You might have to take my word for it. It is just honestly such a pretty sheen to it. Airspun one today. Absolutely love that. Comes with like a little thing. I don't really use it, but it's there. And then I just take a beauty blender specifically dedicated for this step. I use the same one every day. And then it gets very powdery, so that's why I just keep it for that. But you'll see, again, you want kind of like that upward for more of a facelift look. And then I just kind of fill in underneath the eyes. You kind of want to do it wherever you put the concealer, just to kind of like have it set. Now, again, like I said, a lot of times I'll just leave this sit on my face while I do my hair or something. It's just kind of like a little step that I do. I think it just like lets it sit in. Today, since I'm not doing that, I'll just show you what I do next. I did want to show you, I had just grabbed this guy. I think I grabbed it from Target. Yeah, a 6x6 drawer organizer. But I just kind of throw my little product samples in there so then I can like, you know, be like, oh, I'm in the mood to try something and it's sitting out. Now, of course, if you don't have the space to have something sit out, I do in the apartment, but back in our home, I would not have like had a space for this to sit out. So you'll have to think of a different area that you can just kind of utilize. But I think the idea is just to go through the drawers. I got a bunch of organizers that I'm sharing on my Instagram soon. I just kind of pulled everything out, started the new year, pulled it all out, got these organizers, and then I have it like, you know, my sunscreens, my foundation. The big one is really like pretty much my whole routine, and then I have all my lip liners. It was really about just pulling things out that I don't use. Maybe there's like a little bit left that like is no good anymore. It's just kind of time to toss things and kind of take an inventory. I always like to look and say, okay, that wasn't worth it. I need to not buy that again. A lot of times I feel like it's, you find things and you're like, oh, I didn't even know I had this. So then you can incorporate it and just try something new in your routine. Okay, one thing I definitely know, like myself as a person, I will buy the designer thing, the designer brand, or like a designer product if I think it's worth it. But if it's not, then like you can't convince me otherwise. So while I have the Artis oval brush, I have a whole set of them and I absolutely love them. For something like blending this in, I am perfectly happy with my little e.l.f. powder brush. So I feel like I'm one of those people that definitely has a mix of high and low end. But for this, I think it's like maybe $1, $2 from Target, and it just blends in really nicely. I mean, it's just, I do like this brush. So that's it. I'll link it down below too. Okay, the next thing I do is I go in with this Bare Minerals powder. This is the shade Golden Tan 20. It has SPF 15 in it. It is the Bare Minerals Original Foundation Powder. I just like to do a light little powder on my face. I do have dry skin, so just for notation, in case you have oily skin. I know different products for different needs. I don't know much about that. I just know this works for my skin. I will say this color is a smidge dark, just given that I'm very pale at my palest, but I think it's fine. So I just go in all over with that. I feel like it looks more pigmented here than what it actually does. It's kind of the hard time sometimes with the camera. And then next I go in with bronzer. My hands down, my favorite bronzer is the Hoola Benefit. It is in the shade, I'll have to put it down below because I think it's just like the original Hoola bronzer. I don't think it has like an actual shade, but I'll put the exact one down below. And then I'll just do a little here. This is kind of appearing darker than what it is in real life, but I kind of just do a little bit. I use the brush that it comes with and I just frame my face. I always do a little on my eyelids, especially if I'm not wearing any eyeshadow, which is quite often. I just feel like this gives it a little bit of dimension and warmth. And then again, I just use the same brush. This is a powder brush by e.l.f. I love it. And again, the Artiste brushes I love for like liquid, really the foundation. Okay, and then I go in with my blush. Now that blush is something I've only used really recently in the last couple of years because like I said, I have a lot of warmth to my face, but I will say as I've gotten older, I do feel like your face, like the coloring is just less. And I feel like, you know, you kind of got to add some warmth back. So definitely with the bronzer, of course, and then I go in with the blush. Now I do like a kind of a peachier tone blush. This one is the Tarte shade Corky. It was a Rewards one, so I will link the comparable down below. My other favorite blush is Milani Cosmetics drugstore blush. You can pick that up at Target, Walmart, anywhere like that, in the shade Luminous. Love that. I'm just using this guy up before I go and purchase that. Now with blush, you always want to start at the hairline and come forward just because you don't want too much color. You can just like build upon it. So I just kind of do this little sweep here. I like to, this is pretty pigmented, so I have to be just careful, but I kind of like to sweep it upward. And over the summer, I know it's kind of like, it was a trend this past summer as well to kind of have like a sunburnt look, like a tanning sunburnt look. So if I wanted to do that, I would just put a little bit here and just go a little bit on the forehead and then the tip of the nose, which the nose I don't mind doing, but I don't need to be looking like I got some sun because, you know, I wore a turtleneck all weekend. I know eyebrows can be like people's thing and they swear by certain things. Anyways, I always use this e.l.f. one. I think it's like $2. This is the shade, this is neutral brown. They do have a taupe, which is a little bit lighter, but I kind of just go in. I just follow the natural shape of my eyebrow, do a little stretch or little things, but I do like the base to be a little bit thicker and straighter. Okay, so I just kind of follow the natural line of my brow. And I'm really into fluffy brows lately. So in the past, I would just use this Benefit Cosmetic little, I think it's called Compow or something. I'll leave it down below my shade. But you can see it has like a very tiny little thing and you just kind of go in and like, so I like using this for like, if I'm not getting full ready. Now, if I want to be fully ready, I will say that my new favorite product for sure is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the Brow Freeze. Yeah, Brow Freeze Styling Wax. Now for this, I bought these little, I think like they're little eyelash wands or whatever from Amazon. You can buy like a pack of them for like, I want to say like $13 and it's like 100 of them or something. So you definitely need to use 2. That is a key factor that I recently learned. I had learned after I got it. So you want to take just the tiniest little bit. And then I always start it at the center. I always start at the front of the brow. And then you'll use the other one to actually like brush the product through. So you're really just kind of like placing it. And then you'll go in with the second one and brush it up. Now, if you're not into the fluffy eyebrow thing, then I would just go ahead and not do this because that is the intention of this product and I absolutely love it. I think it does such a nice job at holding it up and not like making it like look weird or crusty or anything like that. So again, place the product a little bit in the front and then I go through with the other little wand brush and just kind of brush upwards. Now on most days I don't wear eyeshadow. A lot of times just the bronzer is good enough for me, but if I do want to put a little bit on, I absolutely love this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. It comes with like this little wand and you literally just put like a little dot here. I also got my mom hooked on this too. But I just do a little dot and then you just kind of blend it in. It just makes for a smoother application and really holds the eyeshadow on all day. Okay, and then on days where I do want to do eyeshadow, which I don't feel like I do anything crazy, just really simple. One of my all-time favorite palettes is from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Pillow Talk Instant Eye Palette. It is absolutely just stunning. It was like on sale, buy one get one, so my mom and I got it and split it. But I just think the colors are so beautiful. And I feel like Charlotte Tilbury does such a good job at the shimmer. Again, like I said, I don't like eyeshadow that is super glittery. Like I don't want stuff falling on me. I just don't like glitter, I like shimmer. So if you know, you know. But that is what I prefer. Another palette, which I'm not sure if they even make this anymore, the Naked 3. If they do, I'll link it below because this is my other favorite. And it's actually kind of crazy because I've had this for years and I use it all the time, at least multiple times a week, and I feel like I've barely made a dent. So anyways, from both palettes, I like to kind of just go with a little bit of a gold tone. I'll use the one from Naked 3. I like this Trick color right here. Again, I'm not doing anything crazy because I don't typically do too much, but I just kind of put this all over my lid, up towards my eyebrow. And this would be if I even put eyeshadow on more on a day-to-day kind of basis, not like glammed or anything like that. I definitely add a little bit more pigmentation and then maybe a little bit of eyeliner, or I do eyeshadow, like I use eyeshadow for a liner. I don't typically like a wet liner or anything. I just do it right in the crease. So I like just a little bit, nothing crazy. I feel like eyeshadow people are like insanely talented and I am just not. And to be honest, I'm okay with that. Okay, then we go into mascara. You know, it's really funny, you guys, I was just thinking about, this takes me like maybe 10 minutes, like the whole way through. But it's funny because when you talk through stuff, it takes so much longer and it seems longer, but I promise you it's a very quick routine. Two favorite mascaras would be this L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. I will say I haven't used the original in a while. It's very wet. I will not purchase it again. I had used it like when I was younger and thought I would try it again. This primer I absolutely love. My favorite regular mascara is Lancome's Big Major. Madame Major. Big Major. I think it's like $25 for a tube. I absolutely love that. I don't know why I did this. It's my favorite, and every time I try mascara, I'm like deeply disappointed in myself because I spent money on something when I should have just bought what I already love. So not my favorite. I do like the bristles, and the formula, I like it. It's just too wet. So anyways, that's that. And the other one that I've been using is a tubing mascara. So if you've never tried a tubing mascara, definitely different. Like the number one difference when you wash it off is it comes off in like little beads. So I know that's not like everyone's favorite. Like I do prefer taking it off like at the end of the night showering versus like washing it, just because I feel like it's easier. And those little beads kind of get everywhere. So just make a note of that in case you're not going to be into that, just know. But it's their liquid lash extensions. I think it is one of Thrive Cosmetics like biggest selling item, and I can definitely see why, because it truly does. You just kind of keep applying these coats and your lashes just like get longer. It's kind of crazy. But I'm gonna put this on and I'll show you what it looks like, but I literally need to be so close to a mirror, and typically this won't even work. I have to like literally go to the mirror. Okay, so you can see I applied that tubing mascara here. I really love how it just kind of goes on and looks. Going into lips now, I have my favorites, and one of them is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. I think it's like a very iconic, it's definitely like an iconic lip liner. Again, I tried it in the travel size, loved it, purchased it in the full size. It's just like the perfect shade. Definitely like a nude tone with a little bit of a pink tone to it. Anyways, it's just like a really good color for most skin tones. So that's the Pillow Talk lip liner. One that I use, I would say my all-time favorite that I use 98% of the time, is definitely from LA Girl. It's their Precision lip liner. Favorite shade is Blushing. This is just a little bit darker than the Pillow Talk, but I really actually love this formula a little bit more. It just feels a little more matte and like it stays in place a little bit better than the Pillow Talk. So I'm constantly hydrating my lips because I just have dry skin, drier lips, and so I definitely feel like this kind of stays in place better. The trick with this is I always overline the top because I have smaller lips. I would love bigger lips and more volume. For the time being, overlining the top is what I'm currently doing to achieve that look. Now I always make sure to go in with a little bit of a lipstick and then lip gloss. I feel like the lip gloss is essential for kind of melting it all together. One of my favorite lipsticks is actually by Clinique. They have, yeah, this one's Bare Pop. I just absolutely love it. I think it's a really good neutral. And so I'm gonna go in with that. And then I think the final and key piece is to add a lip gloss. I'll show you guys afterwards, but something else that I do is use like old candle glass jars that I think are beautiful. Put all my lipsticks in there and like down so you can see the color, and I just think it's really easy, but that's like another cute way to organize kind of some of your products. And then I have two more things that I like to do. I don't do this typically on a daily, like on an every single day basis if I'm just doing the gym and like not really doing any makeup. But if I'm doing my makeup to kind of go out and about or like a little bit more, I do use this Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfection Pressed On powder. This is specifically for your eyes and it is absolutely the most beautiful thing. Just use it with my finger. I do typically do this after I have my mascara on. Maybe I should start not doing that, but I feel like you can just kind of place it, and if your mascara is dry, it's fine. Okay, I hope you can kind of see that. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It just gives like a really nice shimmer to the corner of your eyes. Like I feel like in person you can really see that it's like lit up. It's a little bit, I feel like in person it shows a little bit more, but it really just kind of draws attention to the eyes. I do that. And lastly, but literally my favorite product probably in the whole, my whole routine, is this It Cosmetic Bye Bye Pores Pressed. Now I had originally got this palette and honestly they have discontinued this. So heartbreaking because I absolutely love it. And that is where I found this powder. You can see how well loved this palette is. But anyways, this is the same product, so I was happy to find this like a little while ago. But I absolutely love adding a little bit of whiteness underneath my eyes. And so I just kind of go in with a little bit here and then put it right underneath my eyes. You want to make sure your mascara is dry, of course, but again, an upward motion because you're wanting to lift your face. And I don't really know if you can put too much on. I guess you can just see like a ton of white, but I really just go for it because I absolutely love how that looks. It adds such brightness underneath, but I also feel like it's like just highlighting the, like highlighting this lift on your face. And then I can't believe I didn't do this earlier, but it was because I didn't pull it out. So again, not an everyday thing, but my kind of regular routine using makeup. I love this by Benefit Cosmetics. It is the shade Cookie. I think this is like one of the most popular like highlighters on the market. I see it on like so many girls' favorites list. But I just used the little brush that it comes with, and kind of where I had put that Charlotte Tilbury liquid illuminator. It's kind of just like the same spot. I'll put this highlighter. Now, just really depending on what I'm doing is how much I'll use. And I kind of just do this little C thing, focus here, and then just like a little C. I know some people do it here and then their forehead, but that's really all I do. Okay, you guys, so that is it for my spring 2022, which I've really been doing this for like a year or two now, so whatever. But this is my everyday kind of makeup if I'm getting ready, my makeup routine. I did almost forgot, and I wanted to show you guys, but this is an old candle jar, so I just like, you know, burn the candle and then knock it out and then just save these. I think it's just a cute way to kind of like store different things. You could put jewelry in here. I just put a ton of lip gloss and lipsticks in here. The other one that I have, which I think is still available for purchase, I'll link it down below, is this gold antique kind of set. I believe it's from Anthropologie. It's either from Anthropologie or Pottery Barn, but I know it wasn't like crazy price wise. But I just love how these look sitting up on my counter or my shelf here behind me. But again, this one's a little bit taller, so I store obviously the makeup brushes, and then I just spilled that everywhere. And then this one is more lipsticks, which if you trust me, I did go through all of my makeup before moving out here to California. So these are really just some of my favorite ones, but I just think it looks kind of cute just sitting there, and then it makes me like use things too. Like if it's out and about and organized. Talking about organization, these are like the little clear guys that I got. I actually use these inside my desk drawer too, but sunscreen, you know, these are my eye products, mascara, and then of course eyebrow stuff, and then my lip liners. So I just love those little clear trays because I think it just makes it easier to organize and to see the product you have, and also to kind of assess, like, do you really need to purchase something else? Probably not if you see that you have like 10 mascaras that you need to get through, you know? So I love that. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, I know it was something a little bit different as I typically share clothing hauls. Do let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you want to see more beauty content, home content. Like I said, I'm going to try to get up 2 videos per week, so hang in there with me. Do hit the subscribe button if you have not. Share my content. That's the biggest way to support me here on YouTube. And also be sure to follow me over on Instagram and in the Like to Know It app. And of course, would love for you to check out my blog as well. Everything's linked down below, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I hope to see you really soon in my next video.